Okay, the season wasn't finished, but I want to kind of get this video rushed. I want to get this done as in general. Just get this finished by this season. I want to get the finish. I was originally planning to think about season 4, episode 2, and season 4, episode 1 and 2 were going to be. I was thinking about that, but this. I want to go end the bomb. No, it's not the last of my. I'm going to have to cover the last 2 episodes before I go conclude my nuke. But, this is just something, no, this is, I'm not making a part 5, or, okay, now what I'm going to do is, this is just one of my reviews on my final conclusions to the final 4 episodes of the Steven Universe Nuke to End Season 3. And I'll be doing a talk about my overall thoughts on the Season 3. Okay, let's review Season 3. Okay, let's review the episodes I was supposed to review from the new. Now let's go review Beta and Earthling. Now, Beta and Earthling was a 2-parter. Actually, to be honest, I would like to know, why do everyone like Parrot? Oh yeah, I'm going to talk about that topic later as a video. But let's go talk about it. First of all, I would like to note this film. Now, this is considered the 100th episode if you don't go really short. The first part released in the CA and then the US later, 3 days later, according to this. I actually calculate days, and I'm good at math, sort of good at math, so yeah. I wasn't using calculator anyway. So yes, I'm gonna review these episodes. So yeah, the story starts with Steven and Amethyst just wanted to visit Peridot and Lapis, and then they watch Campine Hearts. It feels like a romance show. It's one of those romantic. Is this one of romancing shows? Oh, so I wasn't interested in mostly on TV shows like this. Oh, sorry. There's a slow-mo version of what Peridot's fast-forward reigns on the... And yes, I wasn't a huge fan of Peridot. Peridot was one of my least favorite characters because of reasons. For one, I'm really not really interested in how the character knows his life. And actually, Peridot was one of my least favorite characters. The main reason why was because the character does not feel like a personnel. She's more of a scientist over-saturated version of a character who I don't really like. Mostly she's more into alien stuff and random things that... The only thing I like about her is that the predicting of the cluster, and then that's it. And then I still don't redeem her. Despite I redeem her, but this does not mean I'm friends with her now. But also, I would like to ask a question. Why do everyone love Peridot? Okay, I did pick Garnet as my best gem, but really, why would everyone pick Peridot? Really? Okay. Comment down below what's your favorite gem in the show, and I might think about leaving a comment back to you. And I might, yes, I'll just calculate some of the vote. Now, if you're his Peridot, I'm not really gonna. Now, first of all, I wasn't interested in the character. I wish the character would have more depth and personality into her, more into like a character that I would like. At the moment, Peridot is just kind of a good, just there, for the show to say, we can redeem characters. Yes. Also, I would like to note, and okay, oh yeah, before I start this video, I would like to talk about one of my comments I made from when I was looking at Know Your Fusion as a League sneak peek episode, and I seen the sneak peek, and now the main reason why I would like to note is that I did make this cut. Now, it was kind of weird with fusions now, and now sorry in the background, it's just Chinese shows just playing in the background. if you can hear it. Don't mind those. Just going. Where? Sorry, I forget to close it before recording, at least. So, yeah, don't mind that in the background. So, yes, let me explain. I wish Paradise will be what I will expect, and more into what I will appeal, in my opinion. Now, yes, let's go. So, yes. Turns into... Okay, let's continue. So, yes, I don't really like the first act of this episode. It's just a more boring stuff where they just basically create some random passings and it kind of felt boring. Yes, this is my reaction to the boring museum. So yes, Paradise discovers that Jasper actually was born in this. And yes, we get to the canyon actually. We're back to the we're going to Beta. Okay, there's no game such as Beta. This is just the episode. The place is Beta. Beta is where Jasper was born, and kind of the second kindergarten was a rush kindergarten. It was a second kindergarten next to Alpha or where I don't know. So yeah, they arrived from the portal, and when does it say Jasper's exit is actually there? And then I don't know. What I describe cluster gem, and yeah, Warpad didn't go look over there and found Jasper keeping a bunch of cluster gems. Yeah. To be honest, at least this is how you keep animal control, but I more prefer the bubbling method, which basically just... And yes, I describe cluster gems as just straight up killing it's straight up killing gems! I know, I call these things, just want to kill just normal crystal gems. Corrupt gems are just straight up evil! Evil, 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 and evil! And don't say that I don't really... Yes, I don't really like it. I don't really like gems or cluster gems. Yes, there's also some cluster gems which I will kill. Why I don't like these things is that because they are straight up evil. And enough of that, let's get on with the... Overall, this is just a part 1 of this episode, so I give this at least sort of really... The boring... Well, I kind of sort of give it a 6 out of 10. Now let's get with Earthling. Now we got a new title card showing the episode itself, showing the new location. Now yes. And yeah, so yes, we left off. So back to the now Earthling. The episode takes place where we left off of Beta. It's a part 2. Behind the rocks, Jasper just wanted to go kill. Where Amethyst decided wanted to kill Jasper, like what happened in the last episode. But God accidentally did something for a reason and decided that between the fight between Jasper and Amethyst just fight. And then it's safe to say they can't defeat her. So certainly they hug and fuse. Which kind of weirded me odd. Wait. A fusion? Okay. Wait, how they can fuse? This isn't for there's a confusion. It was this actually. I was making a comment that says before and after the crack the whip, and this guy named Next Day Gamer actually talks about it. Dancing and yes, I will give a shout out to Next Day Gaming for helping me telling me, but yes, so he says dancing is a way for two gems, yes, to get synced into one another before fusing. If the gem was bond between them is strong enough, they can fuse simultaneously. Wait, if they were bond on between strong enough, it can be refocused to be as seen with Jasper in. However, that can and most likely will lead up to a toxic fusion like Malachi. Yes, you remember that abomination that I had to kill, aka feel like killing. Oh yeah, when I was also thinking about Super Watermelon, where I will bring all my favorite OCs and duke it out, facing a lot of evil and facing a lot of what the creations and everything that you will see towards the background of the Super Melon Water in middle of the review. Mostly some of the highlights will be that my TF2 Sonic will be actually a soldier, and I'll be playing Tree where I'll be playing Buff Banner, Spectacular's Backup, and the Conch, all three together to become the Super Bag, where basically I just play all three and everyone goes to kill. And yes. Anyways, that's what I'm saying. Let's go back. 2 gems that were bad for each other. Garnet being a perfect example that complete opposites. The 2 gems that are perfect enough to order the land perfect is synchronized and seamless fusion. Yeah, I'm sort of okay with it, but okay, I'll give a shout out to him. If you want to know the comment, I'm gonna link the video in the description where I leave the comment. I know it's 2 days old and you might find it in the comment section. I would like you to recommend leaving a like at least. When you see this comment, I recommend you to leave a like to this to just make sure if I... Now yes, it's 2 days old, and if you can't find it within the 2 day old limit, I can recommend you to see this as a comment too actually. Now yes, it's in the 2 day slot, so I recommend going down at least. But if you want to know the comment, I will show you what the comment is. So yeah, actually just a quick little show about what the comment might be. So switch to screen. Actually, this is the comment I wrote, and this is Nexus of Gaming. I'm gonna like this to you about this actually. No, yes I know, but kind of feel odd that. Yeah, I know it's again one days. See. Oh, so it's based on their strength. So I probably think in my theory it's basically they have to. It depends on how strong you are. But still, I kind of prefer the dancing method better. No, yes, I wish they would still put the dancing method logic as the easiest possible thing, but I can really do theory. Just make it simplified because it kind of felt weird how. Well, okay, most of the time it just make me. Yes, hugging fusion does not count, or might be based on strength, but I still count the dancing method as. Oh, sorry. I was just checking how many episodes we have done so far. So I prefer the dancing method. Well, I prefer the dancing method as possible. Okay, let's continue. With an epic fight, now officially Smoky Quartz, which is basically three arms. Destroy. Now her weapon is basically a yo-yo. Yeah, it's mixed with a shield and her whip. Yes, it can only max to 3, so the expert of making a yo. Hi. Oh, sorry. Usual ads. Sorry, don't mind those ads. I still really need to find a way to clean these up. Yes, there was only max to 3 because I don't know why there's no 4 or... Yeah, you get the idea. The stats to the yo-yo, including wrap, your spin, fan, and the speed of distance that actually can kill. And yes, you can do a fan ability, and yes. Voiced by Natasha Lillian as the voice actor for this fusion. And yes, I would like to note this is actually they fight until Jasper fuse a cluster, which is a seriously that's just a bad thing, which I'm going to explain later. And yes, after unfusing, Jasper was gonna after the fight, Steven tries to attempt after that stuff thing. Yeah. Well, okay, there are mostly some clustered and corrupt gems releasing away and never been hunted, and my OC will just be and my gem soda will just basically bang, something like that. It will just kill most of it and grab it and bubble it as treasure. Okay, as a trophy. Mostly, I call these mostly. It's because it mainly felt like it's a true this way. Okay, I did also made something like now I do describe cluster gems as killing machine. I don't want to die. Please and yes, Jasper become a cluster, and I was expecting more fight scenes between that. Okay, earlier, Paradox says, I have metal powers! I have metal powers! You have telekinesis! Metal power! Okay, Corin referring to her, basically can grab any metal object that can just take metal objects, and everyone particularly she's medieval or metal bender, but it's telekinesis, of course! Telekinesis! Why does everyone need to know it's telekinesis? Please note, I do count as telekinesis because reasons. Telekinesis equal. That is telekinesis. Why do everyone doesn't believe that it's? Why do everyone believe it's metal levitational? It is telekinesis. Really? Why does this episode always? Also, yes, reminding us from earlier. Also, yes, I don't know why we didn't get to kill it. Yeah, it'll be a big fight scene. It'll be a big fight scene between Jasper and the corrupted Jasper, and another scene for Smoky Quartz. And unfortunately, anticlimactics. Peridot just killed it with a metal object, with something with the metal bars. Here's my reaction to it. Sorry, not the headphone stuff, actually. I was expecting. Yes, she ruined the fight scene. Yes, I know. You'll get the point. To be honest, I was expecting an epic fight scene coming. Like, it wasn't. It was kind of, sort of felt let down and disappointment with that scene. That showed. Anyways, I know. And Amethyst calls her. And Amethyst calls. Actually, sorry. Hey, Jasper. Sister, because they're both the same gems. I know. Also, Jasmine Fusion, also, yeah. With the metal claw, actually, it makes a reference to Fallout, yeah. Yeah, I did forget to mention, I was also, yeah, okay, let me try. There's also some references. Smoky Quartz actually referenced, Smoky Quartz yo-yo attack was based on Nelson's attacks from Earthbound. Jasmine's fusion with that snow monster actually makes it look similar to Deathclaws from Fallout. Yes, yeah. For those who are wondering, that video game series, yes. And yeah, thank you, Wiki, for reminding me that they look almost like that. No, yes, I will kill that creature. Like, shh. And yes, I think. Well, I can imagine one of my Fallout OCs just basically like, oh my god, that's. Hey, I just need to go. Hey, have you seen? I need to grab some. Can I grab something? And oh my god, that's a dead claw. And then he just shoots a fat. He just was gonna attempt to shoot a fat man on it, but realizing there was a fight. Hey, no ruining the fight scene. Go. Okay, that's a reference. Yes, I know. And yes, she becomes a crowd gem. And okay, all right. At the end, they basically come back from their trip and. Saw them kind of weirded out. Why did they say weirded out? Because their rubies came back. Now, yeah, I want to imagine what was happening in that perspective of when we get to see any other perspective, like aside from Amethyst and Steven, or even Malika, actually Jasper. Sorry, I get confused with that. It's perspective. I want to see the perspectives of those guys before I want to see this. Anyways, we get back to the moon. Okay, this takes place where Earthling left off. Amethyst, yeah, see, when they came back, taking place where we left off, 5 rubies from hit the diamond, decided why not to go and tell him. Wait! Naming, actually, for those who are wondering. Oh, sorry, I was just looking at some pop culture references in this episode. Oh yeah, Beta's pop culture references consist of Beta means literally the word testing. Yeah. Located in the Grand Canyon. Was located in the Grand Canyon areas in the wearing a bow tie still ranks the romantic comedy references. Referencing romantic buddies such romantic comedy buddies and yeah. Okay, let's get a review of these. Well, the story starts where we left off. Yes. Okay, you all know that. Where yes, they want to look for Jasper. To quickly remind you guys for annoying this episode for this review of Back to the Moon. Let's just say she got turned into. So let's explain how they pair. Jasper accident. She got turned into a man. Like recaps on what Jasper did for the until her death. First of all, she fused her lapis with to Malachi. Then we get some more. Then she gets unfused. It was in Super Mario Island. Then fall down to the island. Then get come back from the sea. Then get fucking punch water with an epic romantic fight scene. Then get turned into one. Then get to Snowball. Back to Beach City and go to. Yeah, and then we get. She got turned Beta. She got turned into one and basically was shuttered it. And got into that. No, yes, I know what the bubbling was. The temple was filled with, well, mostly, Bismal does not count because reasons. But anyways, I would like to see. Now, yes, I do really need to talk about. Okay, anyways. Back to the moon. Yeah, okay, yes, well, yes, we all know what up to Jasper, actually. And yes, because lastly decided he wanted to ask all the 7 ones. So he started Leggy, which she says, Leggy, come down, which is actually a signature line from The Price is Right. Yes, I do watch a few episodes of the show. Oh, and I did love that, yeah, prize money show. And yes. There's also this Greek mythology Anyways, then Amethyst just wanted to just disguise as Jasper. Mysteriously, why you want to disguise as here? And just confess, oh right, she's dead. Okay, I probably didn't do the reasons. Tricking the rubies into falling down in the sky, and basically tricking rubies to go to the spaceship and everything. And then we get to talk about a home. And yes, there's also when I was talking about something to Amethyst, Jasper stuff, she tells about popping out of the ground of her helmet. This is a reference to a Greek mythology, the Greek myth of goddess Athena, who was born with a full arms from his forehead. Yeah, I was kind of wait, what? One sec. Yeah, I know the show likes to reference Greek mythology as I was just looking at to do. Wait, what? I wasn't much into Greek mythology as a more. Oh my god, that's just disgusting. No offense to Zeus or any god offense, but it kind of weirded him out when you just given birth through here. Yes, that's disgusting, man. Sorry if it's disgusting, but really, that's the truth. To be honest, it was really disgusting out of his door head. Also, why is it not given out by a girl? Also, second, it was given out by a man. Literally a man. And from an almighty lightning god, gave birth from. Okay, yes, yeah. So yes, it's based on the given birth of himself. So yeah, that explains most everything. So when the rubies decided wanted to travel to the moon, they decided after some scenes from the ship that I want to explain, we got some more important details, including making that pink diamond. Rose Quartz just beats pink diamond, and this is my reaction. Whoa! I thought pink diamond started the rebellion. Yeah, that was my mind and theory when I was talking about it. So yeah, she was, and Rose was shattered. Everyone gets confused. Did they realize that Rose Quartz is Steven already? She gave out her physical form for Steven. Yeah. He just got... Okay, they didn't really know, but it's kind of weird. Anyways, more of... After they realized more information, I wish they would not destroy the information at least. So, they were gonna make a report and everything. And then they formed into giant rubies and tried to open the door and decided why not to bring Dara. Hey, yes, I do like the fusion. She's actually kind of a good fusion design. Now, yes, this is one. Now, yes, she's also similar to. Ooh, let me explain who it is. Oh yeah, Bayonetta. She's also very similar to Bayonetta. Mostly the difference changes and everything. Now, yes, she's based on. If you don't know who's she's actually the fusion that basically between Garnet and Pearl, who actually gets who has a hammer that basically can destroy of a fist hammer. Yeah, because it kind of looks like it. You can make similarities Bayonetta all day, but still I can. If you wonder to know about her, I recommend looking at her at the Wikipedia or you can watch this. And she's actually more of an official the weapon I will use to destroy anyone nearby and saying, "Did you just make something? I will shoot." And yes, despite the themes and everything, we get to. And yes, she's more into it. And her personality also makes her more focused as a character that I do like. She's also based on in King Poly D's and for yes, basically this is what happens when you give a giant hammer. And yes, hitting the ruby fusions, defusing them by damage. 5 rubies come out before Eyeball, or the leader of the crystal, the leader of the rubies, takes Steven. This is my reaction actually. Where oh yeah, see, yeah, oh my God, Steven, and yeah, he just out of space, and it kind of, well, overall it's a good episode. But let's go on the next episode, and this is the season finale, Bubbled. Bubble was the season finale of this entire show, and to be honest, I recently watched it and I do like it, love it. The only minor complaint I have with this, let's review this episode. So the story starts with Steven Chaz and yes, we get to know in the middle of space. Eyeball was we get some character development and talks about everything about Rose Quartz, and mostly, yes, to reveal that Eyeball wants to see Rose Quartz himself. Yes, want to see. As I want to know. Yes, you want to track Rose Quartz down and decide you want to kill him. Yeah, that's just some of the episodes in general. And kind of, it was great character development for these two characters until realizing that Rose Quartz is equals to Steven. She realized that, and unfortunately, she released the bubble and killed her. That's my short summing up the episode in general. I kind of felt, in my opinion, really needs more character development, and actually, this was one of the. Well, I do like it, but mostly I was expecting an epic fight scene where Steven pulls out his shield. I was expecting an epic fight scene at least, but no, we don't get an epic fight scene, but it's okay. Anyways, yes. There's actually some references to now in the opening scene. It's the opening of the episode is very similar to the opening scene from the clip Gravity from the 2013 film Gravity. The phrase "fool me once, shame on me; fool me twice, shame on me," which is a common term is a common term used by people who has been fooled doubled by someone in the past and signified not falling for that trick in the future. Next, Stephen Blade was actually a singer used by Shania in Ireland. He is and yes, I will go. No, yes. No, I don't really go with the whole territory with films like this. Because mainly, okay, never mind. There's a lot of pop culture references to other episodes. And yes, no, we never knew what happened to these rubies. These such as Eyeball. We never knew. They're floating in different islands and might people find them and return them to another dimension. I probably think they flew off to, we don't know, planets. I might think about something like the documentaries of I think about a series that basically focus every single ruby, the 5 rubies, in their origins and how they got into this planet, where I predict their planets and their rewards and consequences. But still, it's not gonna go actually talk about this episode. And yes, no, yes, it kind of makes me really odd. No, I do really know that, yes. No, I wasn't a bit of the fun with the scene where they actually just let it go. No, while Steven's just been in space, the Crystal Gems fly the Ruby ship and decided why not to save them, and well, that's it actually. There was also the "I Love You" song, which I actually, to be honest, I will give a huge shout out to Rebecca Sugarback. No, I'm not gonna play the song, but yes, I do like it. And this is the full edition, which is about 2 minutes actually. And yes. And yes, Rose Quartz on the war and everything. And they fly back to Earth. And that's it actually. I didn't really cover much into the episode. Bubble was because it basically only felt short, but still I do like some of the things that actually talks about in this episode. But I wish they would actually talk about more in the lore and the story of this episode. I wish, but still, I'm also going to be doing a review on season 4 later. And let's conclude, and that includes season 3 in general. Actually, let me give you my opinions on season 3. Season 3 overall was a good season. I do like the episodes. Season 3 wasn't that well. See, that's one of my. I do like the season for reasons actually. One, the season actually gives me more lore to the story. Gives me more lore actually of the ship. Gives me more lore actually. At least some lore to the story. More lore to all the for most of the characters at least. It gives me lore to all the other characters. At least all of them. The cluster has been defeated. I've been thinking it was fake, and turns out it was real. The reason why I believe it was fake was because I was thinking Yellow Diamond hatched a plan by telling all of them to fake a cluster thing. Sorry. Yeah, that's my theory. I believe in the cluster. I believe the cluster may be a fake plan / prank that will fool the crystal gems and just basically slant an attack on Earth. A giant nuke or missile or whatever kills the crystal gems as well as Earth and people and everything. Died in the show without explaining the proof and evidence. It turns out the cluster was actually real, and I was like, okay. So I'm not gonna conclude the nuke yet. After I've seen the first 2 episodes of season 4, I might think about covering the nuke. This is just to cover season 3, and yes, this is. Now I'm thinking about making a. So yeah, I'm gonna make a conclusion after I do the final 2 episodes as a review, and I might think about going my overall thoughts. I haven't seen in Kindergarten Kids, and still I'm gonna watch that later. But overall, I will give I will give Back to the Earthling at least a 9 out of 10, my approval. Oh, Back to the Moon, and more to lore, but an 8 out of 10. Bubble, actually I'm gonna give it at least concluding at least some of the lore and everything, but explaining mostly the previous episodes, but I will give this at least about a 9 out of 10. Okay, but I do like the epic conclusion too about the more lore to the show, so I give it a 10 out of 10. Now seasons. Well, this season was an epic one, and I do like the epic. I do like some of the scenes, and I do like the show. I do like the more lore and characters. Bismol is confirmed to be a character. Bismol and everything else. It just felt actually. My favorite episodes will be the Super Watermelon Island, Super Watermelon Island. Same old Same old world, at least. Hit the diamond, Steven. Mr. Craig, which explains a bit of. I do like the song. Mostly, I do like Mr. Craig for its "When It's Over" song, which actually kind of makes me smooth and relaxed and tells me about if it's over. Too short to ride, not really much of my. No, it's my least. Okay, gonna give you a least first before I continue. Was too short to ride, and everyone believes that I still believe Paradise is telekinesis. It's telekinesis. Why does everyone don't know that it's telekinesis? And everyone's just say, oh yeah, I did forget to make some. And still, I'm using Twitter. Cats. There's a lot of references to different social medias. Yeah, internet's just the weird stuff in this universe, right? Yes, I know, there's ads like this every day, so I'm not gonna go content stuff, which basically I'm sort of into that. Also, yes, kind of weird to say that this is what he says. Peridot first discovered her levitational meditational ability. Really? That? Okay. First of all, it's telekinesis. Okay, why does everyone don't believe that telekinesis is real? Okay, aside from that, we kind of do telekinesis. But I still count this as telekinesis, and everyone just says Magneto or Earthbender or just meant. No, yes, she explained it later. Still, it's telekinesis. Anyways, let's continue. No, yes. Beach City Drive was one of the good episodes. New Lars. Okay, sorry. New Lars. Let's try to get back on from that. New Lars. Actually, I do like Steven's new ability. Use extra transfer or just body swapping. Okay. Beach City Drive. Yeah, I do like the try scene better. Restaurant Wars, actually good. Kai Pizza Delivery, actually, do like it actually. Monster Reunion, okay, I don't really like that episode. The reason why I didn't really like the episode was because telling the corrupt Jim. I believe that I know the corrupt Jim song or sound or whatever that thing is. So still. Alone at Sea. Do like the character development, but the only disappointing, the only complaint I had with this episode is the anticlimactic fight scene. Well, just fucking punch and the end this episode already. Like the creators wanted to save this for the finale or something at least. Greg the Babysitter. More origins. No, okay, aka more on how Craig needs to get a job. See. Gem Hunt, but, well, Connie, yes, this is just Connie stuff. Chain the Whip, yeah, Steven versus Amethyst, okay. and beta, and there's a lot of episodes I need to cover. There's a lot of cover to ground a lot of these episodes, but still, this is a good episode, I believe. I'm sorry, I'm just too many pages. I need to grab some images, just some promo images. Overall, it's a good season. Despite that, I do like I wish the episode would at least have more into it. And yes, also I still remember the horrifying. And yes, oh, and one last thing from the Earthling is that when you do now, to all gemstonas, I don't recommend you guys just thinking about using with corrupt gems. You might realize after you've seen that, you realize that you were not going to think about it after you see this. After you see this, you were just going to think about, nope, I am not fusing with them. Yeah, that's what I'll be reacting if you see that those things crawling and you're thinking about daring to fuse it. Do not dare to attempt to fuse it. It's kind of the side effects contain turning into one of those things. Yes, you will get to. Yeah, I actually learned about it. It was actually. So yeah, let me give it out of a 5 or 100 C scale. I give this episode, I'm giving this episode at least. Okay, I give it at least, actually, I'm gonna give this a perfect 5 out of 5. And my awesome season of approval! Boom, 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 boom! Boom! Yeah, this is gonna be on my approval every time I make a season, if the season rocks. And yes, I made it too long, but yeah, it's nearly an hour, and I don't know how to. Sorry, I wasted most of your time and everything. I'm just gonna end this video here. Anyways, I gotta go. Bye!